Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Josh, and this is your stimulus check update for the next stimulus package for Friday, February 26th. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Friday afternoon so far. In this video, I'll be discussing updates in regards to the current relief package and the third stimulus check. I'll also be discussing the $1,400 direct payments, the new plan by Democrats to force large corporations to pay higher wages, and then I'll be wrapping up this video with some possible timelines of when we can expect this bill to be signed into law. But first, if you wouldn't mind real quickly, liking this video, give me a big thumbs up. It really just helps with the YouTube algorithm in terms of pushing this video out to other viewers like you, and hopefully helping other people like you as well. Okay, so with the Senate parliamentarians ruling to not allow the increase in the federal minimum wage up to $15 per hour in the reconciliation bill, Democrats in the Senate move towards Plan B. In this plan, in which Ron Wyden is currently constructing, they would be imposing a 5% tax penalty on large corporations if any of their workers earn less than a certain amount, with the penalty increasing over time. It's also being noted that in the language, they would make it so large companies would have some type of financial incentive to raise their wages even if there's not actually an increase in the minimum wage. So basically, instead of forcing companies to pay their employees $15 per hour, they'll be penalizing them for not doing so. In a statement, Wyden said, quote, "As chair of the Finance Committee, I've been working on a Plan B that would make big companies pay for mistreating their workers. My plan would impose a 5% penalty on a big corporation's total payroll if any workers earn less than a certain amount. That penalty would increase over time." So even though it looks like the House will pass the reconciliation bill later on tonight with the $15 minimum wage in it, once it reaches the Senate, they'll amend that bill to eliminate the minimum wage increase and add this provision in there instead. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer already said that he's looking to add Wyden's amendment, or one similar to his anyways, to the relief package he's expected to bring to the floor as soon as next week. And you might say, well, with this proposal, there might be some loopholes. For example, what would stop a large corporation such as McDonald's from firing all of their current employees and replacing them with contractors? Well, in that case, according to Wyden anyways, they would include safeguards to prevent companies from doing just this by still requiring them to pay the penalty. In order to get small businesses to increase wages, on the other hand, they hope to provide an income tax credit equal to 25% of wages up to $10,000 per year per employer. Being that President Biden has already said that he plans to play by the Senate parliamentarians' rules, it's likely that they will need to pass this amendment in order to see an impact on wages. Otherwise, without President Biden's support, Congress won't be able to push their $15 per hour measure through, at least in this reconciliation package. Interestingly enough, one Republican senator in Josh Hawley also tweeted out that he plans on introducing legislation to increase the minimum wage for big businesses as well. In a tweet, Hawley said that the Senate should take an up or down vote on his proposal. In large part, Republicans have been opposed to an increase in the minimum wage, so it's interesting to see Hawley come out and showing support. In a statement, Josh Hawley said, quote, "For decades, the wages of everyday working Americans have remained stagnant, while monopoly corporations have consolidated industry after industry, securing record profits for CEOs and investment bankers. Mega corporations can afford to pay their workers $15 an hour, and it's long past time they do so, but this should not come at the expense of small businesses already struggling to make it." In other stimulus news, it looks like Democrats are also going to be amending the language for the increased child tax credit, where instead of telling the IRS to send payments on a monthly basis, they'll be telling them to send the payments periodically. Apparently, there was some concern that Republicans would challenge this increase with the Senate parliamentarian, citing the Byrd rule, and it would get struck down because of the payments being sent out on a monthly basis. Of course, if they change the wording, it's unclear how often the IRS would be sending out the advanced child tax credit payments. Prior to this possible change, they would have been sending out payments on a monthly basis starting in July. For those with children under the age of 6, they would have been sending out monthly payments of $250. Then, for those with children ages 6 to 17, they would have been sending out monthly payments of $300. So, with this new proposed change, instead of receiving payments every month, people may only receive payments every 3 months, for example, but in larger lump sum payments. Now, everything else with the increased child tax credit should stay the same and remain safely in the bill, but it could cause a delay in how often the payments are being sent out. Other than that, everything else in the bill should remain safe as well. This includes measures such as the one that would send out a third direct payment to most Americans, including dependents over the age of 17, for $1,400, in addition to an extension of the unemployment benefits through the month of August at $400 per week. Now, recently, during a press conference by President Biden, he was confronted by a reporter about his promise regarding these stimulus checks. The question was, Mr. President, whatever happened to your promise from 7 weeks ago that if Democrats flipped the Senate, the checks were going out the door? During Biden's campaign in Atlanta for the Senate runoffs, he told voters that $2,000 checks would be imminent if the two Democratic senators won their elections. Of course, since then, both Democratic senators did win, but the residents of Georgia are still waiting for the direct payments. Since making that statement, President Biden has clarified that he really meant the total amount would be $2,000, and since the most recent payment was for $600 and this one would be for $1,400, those two amounts would total $2,000. Make of that what you will. To me anyways, I could see where people could be confused by that, and being that Democrats do have complete control in Washington, I'm a little surprised they didn't decide to include $2,000 on top of the $600 people have already received. Regardless, a third direct payment of $1,400 is certainly better than nothing at all. Okay, so as far as the House voting on the bill today, look for that vote to come later tonight, most likely around 8 or 9 p.m. Again, their bill is expected to include the measure to increase the minimum wage to $15 per hour. From there, the bill will be sent off to the Senate, where they'll look to make the necessary amendments to the bill. As I mentioned earlier, they'll most likely end up removing the measure to increase the federal minimum wage and instead implement Wyden's provision where corporations would be penalized for not raising their wages. Then, once those changes are made, it's possible that the Senate will be able to vote on their amended bill as soon as next week. At this point, it's unclear whether Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema will be fine with the proposed changes by Wyden, so we'll just have to wait and see. If they are, and Democrats are able to pass the amended bill along party lines, they'll send the bill back to the House for a final vote. At that point, the House should be able to pass the amended bill pretty quickly and send it off to President Biden's desk to be signed into law. So, again, we're still looking at this bill being signed into law by their deadline of March 14th. If this is the case, we can expect for the next round of direct payments to begin hitting our bank accounts around the 18th of March. Alright, so on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. If you did enjoy the content in this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It is completely free to do so, and it's a great support to me. Also, if you'd like to receive 4 free stocks from Webull, with 2 of them valued all the way up to $1,600 each, or 1 free stock from Robinhood, just for signing up and linking your bank account, please feel free to claim those free stocks by clicking the link in the description box below. And finally, if you join Rakuten with my referral link in the description box below and spend at least $20, Rakuten will give you $20 cash back. This means that you can buy an item through Rakuten with one of their referral links, such as Nike, for $20, and Rakuten will give you $20 just for making that purchase. This is just an incredible deal that I would love for everyone to take advantage of. Okay, so until next time, I'll see you guys, and I hope you have a great day today.